But the cool thing about this particular function is when you have keyboard CV all the way up, you can use the filter cutoff. You can use the resonance. Okay. The keyboard CV controls the filter cutoff in the same discrete steps as the keys, which allows you to play the self-oscillation as notes. Here, let's bring out the synthesizer. Let's bring down the synthesizer and or the two oscillators, and then we'll listen to the filter oscillation play like it's an oscillator. And of course, its frequency depends on where you have the filter cutoff point. Looking for some really giant low end, you can definitely generate it with that. But everything's going to be really dark. And you can play it in tandem with the other oscillators. Let's make sure the tuning's right. And you can tune all the oscillators to different pitches and create chords with this and everything. It's very useful. Let's hear it too in all the different types. The first filter has obviously the loudest version. There, I tuned it to a third. Okay, so that is Keyboard CV is your friend. It's a great effect for making your low end dark and your high end bright, as well as playing your self oscillation as if it were an oscillator. We also have the ability to use the sample and hold mixer. Now what we're doing here, VCO1 is currently set in the audio range. So what we're doing is we're using an audio range oscillator to modulate the filter, which generates the rich tone that we actually should want to have. It's a little extreme there. But if you bring it in gently, and you can also tune oscillator 1 if you're not using it, in order to get the exact frequency of audio range saturation that you will get. So that's pretty rich. We can also use noise as a modulation source to the filter. And you can use two different things at once. We can actually modulate the filter with the square wave outputs from both oscillators. Or a sawtooth from one and a square from two. So you can get these really weird effects. And when you push it into self-oscillation and then do weird frequency modulation with the oscillators, you can get really shrill, crazy, insane, crazy noises. Why don't we try it? Instead of just saying it, I'm going to show you. Ready? So yeah, by modulating the oscillators, you get a richer, more bizarre modulation of the filter from the oscillators. So you can get into some really strange, crazy territory there. And of course, we can always use the sample and hold as good old-fashioned sample and hold, like we've all come to love with the filter. Sounds great. And like I showed you before, you can switch it to keyboard trigger, and now you're in charge of the sample. So each time you play a note, you're going to get a different filter setting. That is really cool. And of course, this is going to affect each different sound differently, each different filter differently. Also, you can just give the filter some good old-fashioned LFO. Okay, and then the standard directing the ADSR to the, well, I mean, you have your choice between the ADSR and the AR. We have two envelopes, and they are interchangeable. We can direct them both to the amp, or we can direct one or the other to the amp, or one or the other to the filter, which allows you to sort of mix and match. Here's the ADSR. That's on filter 1. Here's filter 2. And filter 3. And we can also stick ADSR to the amp. We'll talk about that. And we can use the AR envelope. And let's face it, more often, we're not looking for the unique and subtle functionalities that occur in the ADSR. We're happy with just something that goes up and down. That's filter 3. This is filter 2. And filter 1. You can really tell that you are getting 3 different synthesizers in these 3 different filters. I mean, you can see me making changes between each setting because I'm going for a consistency of sound, but there is You have to find the consistency of sound because the three filters do not sound alike. So that's really great functionality. And that is basically what we have going on with the filter.